Yo, what is up guys, this is your boy Lonnie back at it again, and we are in Doki Doki Blue Skies once again for you guys. I went ahead and I cut out the part where I'm making the poem. I kept on messing up a little bit, but it was just also, I don't really think that that's very fun. So basically we just went for Nazi again. Let's go ahead and play through this day. Right around the time the festival happens, the story should start picking up, just so you guys know. I know this isn't exactly the best, but, you know, it's going to be better, I promise. Just a few days ago, I would have never thought that I'd look forward to an extracurricular so much. But here I am, back for another club meeting and anticipating new antics from everyone. The usual scene awaits me as I step inside the club room. Hi, Lonnie. Hey, sorry. Looks like you're in a good mood today. Hehe. I'm just still not used to you being in the club, that's all. Is that so? Well, it's nice to see you so cheery. Anyway, what's new? Oh, I've got some exciting news. Well, what's up? Did you know that the student store sells this new brand of strawberry milk now? I saw it when I passed on my way here. I should have known better to expect actual news from Sayori. I don't think I've tried that yet. I don't know, strawberry milk's usually too sweet for me. What? But it goes great with melon bread. Sayori, you could eat a packet of raw sugar and you'd still say it's not sweet enough. Hey, that's an exaggeration. Seriously though, it goes really well with the bread. The milk is sweet and it has that unique tart strawberry flavor that's eased by the richness of the milk. And when you pair that with fresh bread, the sweetness is spread out even more so that it's just the right amount of flavor. When did you become Gordon Ramsay? Where's the lamb sauce? Okay. Yeah, I'm a food expert, so you should trust me on this. I mean, given how many snacks you eat every day, I don't doubt that you know your food very well. I'm gonna take that as a compliment, you meanie. So I'm a meanie for giving her a compliment. Anyways, aren't you hungry now? Talking about food always makes me hungry. Now that you mention it, maybe a little. Great, let's go to the student store and buy snacks together then. Ah, now I see what she's playing at. Raise an eyebrow and Sayori notices. Lonnie, why are you looking at me like that? Well, Sayori, I have a nagging suspicion that you're only trying to convince me to come because you don't have any money. And you just want me to buy you a snack. What? I would never do that. Oh, really? Then let's see your purse. Huh? Your purse. Let's see it. Sayori laughs awkwardly as she pulls out her purse. She opens it and dumps its contents onto the desks. 2 small coins fall out. Tisk tisk tisk. I mean, sorry, I don't know why I said that out loud. This little ruse might have actually worked had Sayori not fooled it on me numerous times when we were younger. The amount of times she managed to trick me into buying her another ice cream. I guess some things never change. Nice try, Sayori. No fair, how did you know? Now wouldn't you like to know? Let's just call it intuition. In response, she sticks her tongue out at me. Typical. You're setting giggles. I didn't notice she was eavesdropping. Looking over in her direction, I catch her peeking over the top of a book. I wasn't listening or anything. I was just something in my book. Yuri, tell Lonnie to let me borrow some money. That's none of my business, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. It's shameful to manipulate people into doing or buying things for you. Wow, isn't that a little harsh? I'm only messing around with Sayori after all. Did I just... I didn't mean that. That just came out harsher than I intended. Sorry, well... Yuri blushes in embarrassment, looking away from us while playing with a strand of her hair. I apologize for how I've been acting lately. It looks like she still might be a bit ashamed of how she acted yesterday. You know, it's okay to be honest sometimes. You shouldn't always keep things that bother you to yourself. There's no way I could think that either after... You were right though. I shouldn't trick people into buying me things. Funny how your 10-year-old self didn't see it that way. Yuri lets out a small laugh, covering her mouth with her hand. Even the way she laughs is so shy and proper. Is this mischievous behavior something Sayori used to display as a child then? Oh yeah. Although back then I fell for it time and time again. You wouldn't believe me how much candy Sayori managed to con me out of. Don't make me out to be so sneaky, Lonnie. Although those candles were so good. Candies. Goddamn, why do I keep on saying candles? Fuck, I didn't mean to press that yet. I'm surprised, Sayori. Coming from you, I guess there's a little devil inside of all of us, isn't there? Hehehe. What's going on here? Oh, nothing much. Sayori here was just up to some mischief. Oh. Yeah, she tried that trick. She tried to trick me into buying her a snack. Hey, that's not true. Monica smiles wryly and turns to me. I'm assuming this isn't the first time. Well, you'd be right. We all share a little chuckle at that. Well, everyone except Sayori does. Hey, you guys are being really mean. Okay, we're sorry, but you did bring this upon yourself. Yeah, I know. But on my defense, I'm really hungry. Well, if you're really that hungry, you can have this if you want. She offers up a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori immediately snatches that out of her hands. Thank you. Sayori hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. So good. Sayori suddenly clasps her hands over her mouth. I bit my tongue. You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Aw, yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez, beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me. Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki and then wraps her arms around her. Ah, jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off of her. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. Hey! Did you seriously just do that? Mouth full, Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri, Monica, and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monica, can you tell Sayori to quit taking my stuff? Sayori, you know you shouldn't do something like that without permission. Monica scolds Sayori. I know. I'm sorry, Natsuki. But it was so good. Hey! Everybody but Natsuki chuckles. These things happen a lot, Monica. A little bit too much, to be honest. Don't worry, it's all good in good fun. Good fun is teasing each other from time to time, not stealing food. Well, calm down, it's no big deal. Natsuki pouts in her seat. Everyone calms down and quickly returns to their normal activities. Sayori has already managed to finish the entire cookie. Meanwhile, Natsuki gets up and heads for the closet, and Yuri is already lost in her book. So, you ready? Huh? Oh, right. I wasn't expecting Natsuki to want us to start reading so quickly. Not that I wasn't looking forward to it. Well, let's get going. Alright, I'll follow you. Natsuki excitedly walks over to the closet as I trail behind. Aww. You're gonna like this volume, Lonnie. All that overarching plot you've been wanting finally. Monica! What, something wrong? I glance inside the closet and immediately notice the problem. All Natsuki's boxes are sitting on top of the shelf. Did you move my stuff again? About that. The teacher got mad because of how much room your stuff was taking and moved it around. I was going to try and put it back, but I didn't have enough time this morning. Sorry. Ugh, that's just great. Natsuki attempts to reach the top shelf with little success. She moves around some... Oh, fuck. She moves around some of the books. There's plenty of room. I'm moving these back down. I notice a collapsible stool hanging on the side of the closet wall. Here, use this. I take the stool off the wall and hand it to Natsuki, who quickly props it up and hops on it. The stool is just barely high enough for Natsuki to retrieve one of her boxes. She uses her fingertips to inch the box towards the edge of the shelf. Once she gets a good grip on it, she quickly hops off the stool. See? Easy. Natsuki holds the box up triumphantly before placing on one of the lower shelves. Do you want me to get the rest of them? I can handle it myself. I just need something taller. Natsuki pokes her head out of the closet and scans the room. All the chairs are attached to the desk, so it'd be impossible to get them in the closet. Aha! She heads for the teacher's desk and retrieves the computer chair sitting behind it. I watch as she wheels it into the closet and proudly hops on it. I told you I didn't need your help. I'm perfectly capable of doing this on my own, but look at her face. Ugh. What? Since the computer chair is on wheels, it swivels from side to side as Natsuki stands on it. Steady, steady. Natsuki clearly doesn't want any help, so I just idle in the doorway of the closet and watch. She shakingly grabs boxes and places them on the lower shelves. Ah, here it is. Natsuki pulls the Parfait Girls box set off the shelf. She then opens the box and digs around in it with one and while holding the box open with the other. Okay. Suddenly the chair starts to give out underneath Natsuki's feet. I run over to Natsuki, placing my hands on the back of the chair and propping my foot underneath one of the wheels. Luckily, I manage to steady the chair and prevent her from falling off. The manga, on the other hand, the box! I feel a book shower down on my head and my back. The hard cover is leaving a painful bruise. Natsuki quickly jumps off the chair. God, look what you did, idiot. What I did? You made me drop the books everywhere. You would have fallen off the chair if I didn't save you. I would have been fine. Natsuki turns back to the closet as if reflecting on the events that just occurred. When she turns back, she lowers her head. Okay, maybe you did help me from falling. So thanks. You're welcome. Now we should probably clean up this mess. We both get on our knees and begin cleaning up the spilled manga novels. Luckily, none of them got damaged in the fall. There are only around 15 or so books, so we finish fairly quickly. Once everything is back in the box, Natsuki puts the box back on the shelf, but not before I snag the second volume. Still want to read? I hold the book up. The expression Natsuki makes is priceless, but I can't help but smile. Ugh. All in all, I'm pretty satisfied with this manga. Natsuki was right. It really gets good in the second volume. I was right, wasn't I? Yep, that was pretty good. Told you so. Okay, everyone. It's time to share poems again. I sigh. Guess we'll read some more later. You sound like you're excited. I am. I give Natsuki away before heading back to my seat and grabbing my poem. We're gonna do the same thing as we did yesterday. Monika, Yuri, Sayori, then Natsuki. Alright, so Monika. Hi again, Lonnie. I'm trusting that the club's doing you well. Same answer as yesterday. That's nice to hear. So how's the writing going? Alright, I guess. Just alright? No, I guess I should say that it's revolutionized my world and brought color into my previously lifeless life. Stop with the sarcasm, you little dickweed. Well, I say that, but the club, if not the poetry, has really made my day is more interesting. Okay, can it with the sarcasm, mister. At least you're not hating it though, right? It's been an interesting experience, at least. Gives me a new hobby to do. I'm happy that you're applying yourself, at least. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. You want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monika. Alright. I can see you put in some good effort here. You wrote it in the same style as yesterday, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Also, there's no need to look so nervous, I was just saying. Natsuki must have rubbed off on you. I mean, it's only natural that someone's writing style would rub off on me, given how I've been spending time with all you more experienced writers. That does make sense. But I wouldn't want you to feel forced to imitate everyone else's styles, just to pander to us either. Ugh, fuck me, dude. So just write however you want. Anyway, Natsuki's poems are cute because they tend to put an emphasis on meter, rhyme scheme, and simple words. they all contribute to giving her poetry a more sing-song quality. You could say that her poems become almost musical with their inherent beats. Of course, the words she uses are usually just plain cute as well. This is all just to say that her poetry has the same qualities. Huh? Yeah, I guess I do some of that stuff. I just like playing around with the syllables and trying to get my poems to flow. It's definitely one of the main differences between poetry and prose. In poetry, you're able to change up how you want words to be said or even perceived. And speaking of flow, have you ever noticed that rap is kind of like another form of poetry? Never thought of it that way. But yeah, I guess song lyrics are just another form of poetry. Especially rap, since they need to focus on wordplay and fitting lines to rhythms. I actually used to hate rap music. Well, I don't think that's too uncommon a sentiment. Yeah. Fortunately, some of my friends got more into it, and it helped me keep an open mind. It might sound kind of silly, but I wish I had a rapper in the literature club. I just think it would be really interesting to see what they came up with. If I find any rappers, I'll let you know. But in the meantime, you gonna show me your poem now? I think it's about time we let your poem shine. Sure thing, Lonnie. I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Pressurized. Oh shit, what the fuck? I float there, in vast hollow emptiness, large but small, grandiose and overwhelming, yet a dust mote, drifting, meandering, carried along, in endless void. But then I realized my eyes open, bloodshot, my mouth open, gasping for breath in this crushing, suppressing, restraining, boundless, everlasting, suffocating vacuum of torment. Fuck, dude. Atmosphere, Pascal, Tor, screaming with no mouth, stretching, restraining, unrelenting, clawing with no wails, disintegrating in a suffocating poem of absence. Fuck, dude. Go ahead and write down in the comments how you guys feel about that one. That's for damn sure. It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? Really, freeform too, if that's what you want, if that's what you call it. I guess it's just the way I write. Sorry if you don't like it. No, I never said that. It's just the kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess. The other girls don't do stuff nearly as much as this. Yeah, you could say that they're a bit more traditional when it comes to their structure. But I kind of feel like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. It fragments everything and leaves a dissonant tone with the reader. I see. I guess that there's a lot of things you can do with poetry. Definitely. Poetry is very much an art form. You're meant to craft poems using never-before-seen combinations of words to interpret the world around you. You really love poetry, huh? Maybe you should write a poem about poetry someday. That's not a bad idea. Anyways, it's still hard for me to tell what your poem's about. Sometimes asking what a poem's about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it in that way, not every poem is about something. Anyways, here's Monica's writing tip for the day. If you ever get too shy to share your poems because you're afraid that it's not good, now we've all had experience that at this point with the poetry. What? We've all had to experience that at this point with the poetry discussions and all. But it can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response to something you put in so much into. If you find other people who enjoy writing, though, then sharing becomes a lot easier. Because instead of just telling you that your poem's good, okay, or bad, they'll want to focus more on everything that went into it, and the things you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way, and it will make you want to keep on improving. Yeah, it definitely is more helpful than getting real criticism and feedback rather than just empty words. I guess I've really hit the mother lode with the literature club. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Alright, so here we go. I'm sorry if I've offended you. I said that Natsuki's writing style wasn't the best, but it seems that you prefer that style to mine. So in a way, I was saying that your writing style isn't as bad as well. Yuri, that's a bit of a leap. I hope you can forgive me. Yuri, it's okay for you to have an opinion. That doesn't make you evil. I should have known this would happen. If I try to prepare my words, I just sound awkward and weird. But if I just try to speak with my mind, I come off as unfiltered, and people dislike me anyway. So please, don't force yourself to be around me. I know this is what Monika wants. What? But it's clear that you'd be happier if you spent more time around the others. Oh, okay, because Monika wants us to talk about our problems. Okay. Yuri, please, you don't have to pity me. It's okay. Besides, I have my books with me. They'll never abandon me or leave me alone. They're all I've ever needed anyway. Yuri shows me a plaintive smile before turning around and heading to her back to her own desk. Oh, she isn't even going to show me her poem. I really didn't mean to upset her, but no matter what I say, she won't listen to me. She really seems to think I hate her, although that couldn't be farther from the truth. I sigh to myself. All I can do is accept that that's how she is. If she actually wants to be alone, I'll have to respect that request and leave her be. Yeesh. Ooh, I really like this one, Lonnie. Better than yesterday's, huh? Let me think. I don't know. I guess I like them both. That's not very helpful, you know? Sorry. Probably not the best person to get feedback from. Monika once told me it's impossible to really rate a poem because they're so subjective. So I just judge poems through my heart. I guess I look for how the poem makes me feel. I hope that helps. Yeah, sort of. I guess some feedback is better than no feedback, right? Right. Speaking of feedback, do you want to read my poem now? Sure. Bottles. Okay, this was in the original game too. I puff off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's a secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe. And if I put the bottles on the shelf with all the other bottles, happy thoughts, in bottles, all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle's bottle of starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping, I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done, I open up, and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them down from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each friend, each and every bottles. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something, but all I hear is echo, 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 inside my head. Fuck, dude. Wow, Sayori, I didn't expect this at all. That's for damn sure. Did you really write this? Of course I did. Remember I said I'd write the best poem ever yesterday? Well, here it is. After all, Monika has taught me a lot, and I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. So that's what this poem's about. I suppose that much was obvious. Unlike Yuri's or Monika's poems, Sayori's are really relatively simple to figure out. So if I've interpreted this correctly, you're basically doing everything you can to keep your friends happy. Yay, you got it! I really enjoyed writing this one. Just getting your thoughts out on the paper and turning them into a poem. It's like magic. Well, I think it's amazing. You should be really proud of it. Thank you, Lonnie. It means a lot. That means a lot. I didn't think it was that good, though. It's great. Seriously. Can't help but notice the latter half of the poem isn't quite as cheery. In fact, it's somewhat alarming. A very dark contrast from the cheerfulness I'm used to with Sayori. Although, maybe I'm looking into this a little too much, but the end of the poem is pretty dark. And you said you've been in touch with your feelings recently, so I'm just checking. Is everything okay? Of course, silly. I forgot to tell you, I really like writing about bittersweet stuff. Stuff that isn't just happy or just sad. A mixture of the two. And this poem shows what I mean. Give me just 1 second, guys. It's just my writing style. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Well, either way, I'm glad you're enjoying writing so much. I hope you keep it up. It's good to have a hobby. Of course. And hopefully you'll also want to stick with it. Give me just 1 second, guys, I'm sorry. So I look forward to seeing all the poems you write in the future. Well, no guarantees there, but just from seeing the passion in Sayori's eyes, it's hard to be pessimistic. Damn, this powerful ass poem she had. Natsuki reads my poem. By now she had to have at least read it twice. Ugh. Is everything alright? Huh? Oh, yeah. Natsuki looks down at my poem. It's good, okay? Really good. There, I said it. Then what's the problem? This wasn't how it was supposed to go. I was supposed to be the pro. You were supposed to write like me. Instead, you just... Natsuki, I do write like you. Huh? My style is heavily influenced by yours. Did you not notice that before? Natsuki rereads my poem once more. Her face turns completely red as... and once she finishes, she looks down at the floor. Natsuki, I don't think you give yourself enough credit. Not only is your poetry really good, but you also fight against the trend of normal poetry, and you fight hard. That alone is pretty impressive. Don't sell yourself short. You are the pro. I'm just trying to live up to your skill level. Natsuki takes a moment to digest what I just said. Really? Really? Thanks? No problem. Now let's see your poem. Yeah, sure. I don't get it. I don't get why people will hate on good rhymes. They act like it's dumb and a waste of their time. I don't diss their free verse or deep subject types. Be dark all you want, just keep in your gripes. Oh sure, you can tell me if you have a problem. Just keep it constructive and things will be awesome. I'd like you to know that our readers will differ. There is no best style, you smug old glue sniffer. My poems may be simple and often straightforward, but charm can be found in such whimsy and order. Not all poems can be as complex as you'd like. If you think otherwise, you can go take a hike. What about kids and elderly too? Some read for fun, I guess, unlike you. Let us just go and enjoy what is written. You won't like it all, that much is a given. But give things a chance, you might find something nice. Just open your mind, and that will suffice. Lockman, that's pretty good. So what do you think? I mean, it's well written at least. Not sure how I should confront Natsuki about this, but to say she still holds a grudge from yesterday would be an understatement. God forbid you sees this poem. Well, that's a given. But yeah, you could say that I was inspired. It really felt good to pound out these lines. Poetry's an amazing emotional outlet, you know? Anyway, I can't wait to show Yuri this poem. Wait, hold on. what? Natsuki, do you really think that showing her this poem is a good idea? You're really going at her throat with this. Don't you think that you should work... Fuck. Don't you think that you should work out your issues with her? Yeah, well, she never tries to see things my way, so why should I? I think that's the wrong way to go about this. Relationships are a two-way street. Both people have to work to make it right. Why don't you try being the bigger person and just talk to her first? But I already know that she's not going to try. She's just always so preoccupied with looking complicated and smart. It's clear to me that she doesn't care if anyone can understand her, including me. You can't understand her you can't understand her if you don't even try. She might speak using more complex vocabulary, and she might have mannerisms that seem strange to you. But from what I've seen of the both of you, she's more similar to you than you might think. Aren't you judging a book by its cover right now? Ugh. Well, whatever. Can't hold this grudge forever, you know. At least think of Monika and Sayori. Fine, I won't show Yuri my poem. Are you happy? I won't be happy until you try to talk to her. She's not going to bite, Natsuki. Ugh. Alright, I get it. Try to talk to her sometime. Thanks. You're gonna do the club proud. Shut it. But you know, I'm glad that we share a similar writing style at least. It's cool to talk to someone who, well, gets me. I've been enjoying sharing with you, so consider yourself lucky. Alright, I will. I'll be looking forward to tomorrow. Same here. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? Actually, Natsuki and I haven't shared yet. I can feel a storm coming on. Yuri hesitantly approaches Natsuki, who isn't meeting her eyes. Considering Natsuki's poem for today, it's no wonder that she doesn't want to share it with Yuri. Judging by Monika and Sayori's anxious expressions, they seem to be thinking along the same lines as I am. I can practically see Natsuki swinging pinballs. Meanwhile, Yuri appears to be blissfully unaware of the situation. I've convinced Natsuki to reconcile with Yuri, but if she sees Natsuki's poem, well, it's all over. So Natsuki, if I may... How about we do this tomorrow instead? I'm not feeling well. It's my time of the month. I can practically see Monika internally facepalming. Natsuki must have forgotten that the club isn't all girls anymore. Is that so? I'm sorry, you must feel absolutely terrible if you can't even share your poem today. You don't need to apologize, it's not your fault. I can definitely share tomorrow. Well, even if you aren't well enough to share your own poem, would you like to see mine? I wrote it thinking of our argument the other day. I suppose that I wanted to show you that I'm more open-minded than I may have appeared, as a way of repenting. I know it's not much, but hopefully this can contribute to a reconciliation between us. Although we may have our disagreement, I would like to consider you a friend, and friends forgive each other. I'm sorry if that's presumptuous of me to say. Oh, it's not presumptuous of you to say that. Because I'd like to consider you a friend too. So, you can hand over that poem then. With a shy smile, Yuri hands a sheet of paper in her hands over to Natsuki. As Natsuki reads the poem, her eyes widen. You're writing using rhyme and stuff, like me? You could say that you convinced me to practice adding more lyricism to my poetry. Natsuki looks like she's speechless for once. Thanks, Yuri, it's awesome. There's really no need to thank me. Well, I'm really glad I got to know you. And I'll definitely have something that'll knock your socks off tomorrow. And I'll be looking forward to that. I do hope that you feel better tomorrow as well, so that you could share your work with me then. Yeah, of course. That was a crisis and a half avoided. I'm really glad that Natsuki and Yuri worked things out. And damn it, every time. work things out, and it seems that Monica and Sayori feel the same way. It's good to see everyone getting along. Now that we are all done sharing, though, I have something to discuss with you all. There's a great opportunity for expanding the club that's coming up. Is this about the festival? You could say that. Do we really have to do something? It's only in a few days, so it's not like we'll be able to come up with something any good. Yes, that's something I'm concerned about as well. With such little time left to prepare, I doubt we'll be able to put anything. Sorry about that. Oh, fuck me, dude. It's been a long day. I doubt we'll be able to put together anything good enough to attract new members. Yeah, we'll just end up embarrassing ourselves. Oh, don't worry so much. You're going to keep it simple, okay? Nothing more than a few decorations. I can design some pamphlets to hand out at the event, and Sayori made posters to put up around the school. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to put on a poetry performance. Oh, what? Monica! Everyone's going to choose one of the poems to recite out loud. It doesn't have to be written by you, as long as you put your heart into the recitation. Oh fuck, I dropped my water bottle cap. Oh damn it, and I fucking skipped. Although, of course, it'd be great if you could show off your own work. And the cool part is, we're going to let anyone else come up and recite their poems too. Yeah, I put a thing on the poster that says bring your own poems. It's gonna be so cool. Yuri pulls a poster out of her bag and holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? Don't tell me you started putting these posters up already. Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, you didn't even ask us before you started advertising. We never agreed to stand up in front of a bunch of random people and perform our poems. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys, please, let's please calm down and take a moment to think about it. I understand that you two haven't had much experience sharing your poems aloud. In fact, we all haven't done that much. But I still think we should try our best. Look around. Monica motions to all of us. We're all here because we have a passion for literature in this club. Don't you want to share that passion with other people, to inspire them to pursue their inner writer? Yeah! It's all about exploring yourself and trying new things, all while having fun. Monica and I nod our heads in agreement. Natsuki and Yuri, on the other hand, remain silent. I guess that means it's my turn to say something. I mean, I don't think it's that much to ask. As Monica said, we're all here because we care about the club and want to see it flourish. And if all that means is a 2-minute poetry performance, then I think we can manage. Sayori and Monica's face lights up as I finish speaking. Hey, it's not like we don't care about the club, it's just, we really have to perform. You know how hard it is to get new members. It's because people are just narrow-minded jerks. They don't even give literature a chance. Who's to say this festival would be any different? I'm inclined to agree with Natsuki. I'm sorry, Monica. I know how much you want to do this, but I just can't imagine performing in front of a crowd of strangers. Well, at least Yuri and Natsuki have proven that they can agree on something. Monica sighs, her eyes closed as she rubs her temples. Look, guys. Oh, fuck. Man. God damn it. Look, guys, I know you're anxious. I understand that. I really do. To be honest with you, I'm a little bit nervous myself. After all, it's my club, so if people are going to judge, me the most if our performance doesn't go well. Natsuki, if it makes you feel any better, a few of my friends will be coming along. They're lovely people. They won't judge you for your tastes. I've known them for a few years. Trust me. Natsuki huffs, turning away. She doesn't look particularly convinced. And Yuri, I know it's a scary thought, but I've thought of a way to ease you into it. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at this. Why don't we start practicing our poems to each other in the club? No way! Monica, this is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? But, Monica, there's just gotta be something else we can do. Yuri nods vigorously at Natsuki's words, anxiety written all over her face. But, you guys... No, Sayori. It's alright. If you guys really think we can do better than a poetry performance, then I'll gladly go along with an alternative. So, any ideas? An awkward silence fills the room. We all glance at each other anxiously before Sayori finally speaks up. Ooh, we could... Sayori stops, thinking to herself for a moment. Wait, no, never mind. That wouldn't work. Once again, the room falls silent. Well then, I guess we can't come up with something different after all then. Monica laughs, attempting to ease the tension in her room. I know you guys might not be the most on board with this idea, but I think it's our best option. Please, guys. Please. Can you stop pressuring us? I'm honestly surprised Natsuki's putting up such a resistance. I knew she was a little hot-headed, but even still. I'm not pressuring you, Natsuki. Both of them have raised their voice. Yuri looks a little startled, and Sayori looks anxious to intervene. Guys, please, there's no need to get angry. Can't we just discuss this normally? Monica reflects on Sayori's words, looking a little ashamed of her outburst. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to raise my voice. It's just, this festival is important to me, after all. Ever since I created this club, I wanted to show other people. Natsuki, Yuri, I imagine you were both a little apprehensive when Lonnie joined, right? After all, he was an unfamiliar face. She smiles warmly at me. But look, he's integrating really well. She faces Natsuki. I mean, you two bonded over manga, right? He asked you for recommendations, and from what I could gather, you both share a common interest. Hey, it's not like we bonded or anything. It's just nice to find someone else who likes manga, that's all. She shoots a look at Yuri. Of course, how silly of me to forget. Anyway, maybe some of those new members might also be manga enthusiasts, who knows? Surely you'd like to be able to share your passion with other people, right? Natsuki shrugs half-heartedly. I suppose that'd be cool, yeah. Monica beams. See? That's exactly my mentality. Wanting to share things you like with new people. Yeah, I know that. It's just... Are there really no other ideas? Remember, poetry performances are a pretty big part of this club. We want to show people what our meetings are really like. If we just gave out posters or showed them our poems in writing only, it would really wouldn't really be a fair reflection. Seeing that there's no real way and she's going to win this, Natsuki sits back and grumbles something under her breath. So what do you think, guys? For me, for us, fine. Still don't like this. Still don't think this is a good idea, but fine, I'll do it. Just stop guilt tripping us. Whew. Thanks, Natsuki. And you, Yuri. And Yuri nervously glances at each of our expectant faces. But Monica, what if people start being inconsiderate and disturb us or laugh? I'm not surprised Yuri is worried about this. Oh, don't worry about that. If anyone steps out of line, I'll put a swift stop to that. She has a stern glint in her eyes, and I have to repress a shiver. Glad she's with us. Yuri looks somewhat relieved, but it's clear she's still worried, and she swallows and nods. I suppose I don't really have a choice, do I? I shake my head. Okay, I'll do it. Yay, that's everyone. You're the best, Yuri. The club is seriously going to be the death of me. I know that you'll do great, Yuri. Just trust me. But anyway, let's move back onto the main event. While we have time, I want each of you to choose a poem of yours to practice reciting in front of each other. Yuri and Natsuki exchange uneasy glances, but don't say anything. Don't worry, I'll go first so everyone feels a little bit more comfortable. Can I go next? Yeah, of course. Okay, now let's see. Monica flips through her notebook. Here we are. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem. Monica begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. Her eyes move across the page in sync with her lips. Every word has the perfect amount of motion put behind it, making the poem almost come to life. Her inflection is extraordinary. I'm impressed. Judging by a quick glance around me, so is everyone else. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. And even Natsuki's once sour attitude is replaced by awe. Finally, Monica finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monica takes a breath and smiles. That was so good, Monica. Thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? Yep. Sayori jumps from her chair and takes Monica's place at the front of the room. This poem is called, how did you do it so easily, Monica? Well, try to imagine you're alone, like you're reciting it to yourself. It's your poem, so it'll come out best that way. Oh, I think I get it. Sayori nods to herself. Anyway, this poem is called My Meadow. Sayori begins reciting her poem. It seems as if her soft voice is a perfect match. As for the poem itself, it has a similar tone when compared to her other ones. It's peaceful yet somber at the same time, bittersweet you could call it. Hearing the poem in Sayori's voice almost gives it an entirely new meaning. I think that this is what Sayori means when she says she likes my poems. It's like seeing a whole new side of someone you thought you knew completely. Sayori finishes, we all applaud. I did it! Yep, good job. Sayori beams as she walks back to her seat. So who'd like to go next? Natsuki, Yuri, and I look at each other nervously. I open my mouth, but Yuri beats me to the punch. I'll go. Nice. Thanks for showing initiative, Yuri. Hold on, give me just 1 second, guys. Yes. Yuri rushes over to the podium, clutching a sheet of paper in her hands. This poem is called... Yuri freezes as she looks up at us. You can do it, Yuri. It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri begins to recite her poem. Her voice is shaky at first, but the more she reads, the more confident she becomes. It's similar to what happens when she gets absorbed in her books. The shy and apprehensive Yuri I'm used to is replaced by a fierce and confident woman. The poem itself is like a maze in its structure, with twists and turns every line, but Yuri is unfazed and enunciates every word with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stumped. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her as if she bewildered even herself. Monica's the first to start applauding. Sheepishly, I follow along, and soon the entire club room is filled with the sound of applause. Yuri ducks her head in embarrassment, a shy smile creeping over her face. Yuri, that was really good. Like I said, you don't have anything to worry about. Thank you for sharing. Thanks. Guess Yuri's done for the day. So who'd like to go next? Natsuki? Why should I go before Lonnie? It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Lonnie lower everyone's standards before I go. Natsuki! Monica hastens to chastise her, shooting me a sympathizing look. That was kind of rude, don't you think? You should apologize to Lonnie. Natsuki's face turns red as the girls all turn to look at her. I decide to spare Natsuki from the embarrassment. Hey, it's really no big deal. I'll end up going at some point anyway. Might as well do it now. Thing is, I don't have much of a selection to choose from. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I take a deep breath. In my head, I repeat to myself the advice Monica gave to Sayori. Try to imagine you're alone, like you're reciting it to yourself. Alone. My house is the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of being alone. The scene rapidly develops in my head, like I'm recalling a recent memory. I'm sitting alone at my desk. The dim light hanging from the ceiling gives it warmth to the room. In front of me is the poem I had just finished. the ink from my pen still fresh on the page. I pick up the notebook and begin reciting it out loud. While I'm not the most confident in it, I still try and put energy into it. I can almost hear my voice echoing off the bedroom walls. As I finish, the sound of applause pulls me out of my daydream. I'm back at the club room, standing at the podium, while the girls politely applaud my performance. That was good, Lonnie. I guess. Oh, don't be so hard on yourself. I don't think it's your writing abilities, but rather your lack of confidence that weighs you down. That's something that'll improve over time, though, so don't worry. Yeah? Okay. Thanks. Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah, I'm going. As she says this, Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called... Stop looking at me! But you're presenting. You don't have to stare right into my soul, though. She takes a moment to compose herself. Anyways, the poem is called Jump. Natsuki takes a breath. While her voice is unenthusiastic, the poem has a surprising amount of energy to it. The rhymes tie into each other seamlessly, creating a flow that moves the poem along at a brisk pace. The words seem to bounce up and down with the rhythm, seemingly making the poem come to life. It's Natsuki's signature style, and it works exceptionally well when read aloud. She quickly finishes and huffs as she makes her way back to her seat while we applaud her. That wasn't so bad, was it? She stares at her poem blankly for a second before replying. Easy for you to say. You'd better not make me do that again. Well, that's what we're going to be doing at the festival, so you at least feel confident enough to do it in front of a crowd? Ugh, I guess. Not like there's any other choice. I guess it'd be easier doing it in front of other people. I can just put on whatever face I want with strangers. I don't care what they think about me. But when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing. And I hate the idea that we have to perform. She mutters the last sentence under her breath. The others probably didn't even hear her. I knew Natsuki was stubborn, but this was a whole nother level. However, it does look like she's going along with the idea of performing for the festival. Well, at least for now, she's basically outvoted and can't come up with another idea anyway. Really? That's a surprise. For me, it's the other way around. Having all those people looking at you, judge you, I don't like to think about it. I can relate to that. Yuri murmurs quietly. The thought of so many eyes observing at you your every move all at once. She trails off, shaking her head. That's just how it is, so... Natsuki sighs in frustration. Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. Speaking of which, I want to thank you all for performing. Might be difficult, but now that we have a general idea of what it'll be like, we'll be able to prepare ourselves. Make sure you pick out a poem and show it to me show it to me by tomorrow, okay? I'll need to know so I can make the pamphlets over the weekend. I should probably find a different poem to recite. I know you'd prefer if we use our own poetry, but I'm probably gonna pick a poem from a poet I like or something. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, Lonnie. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting all this effort into the club. Low expectations, huh? More like any effort put in makes me happy in general. Monica smiles at me and then turns to smile to everyone else. That goes for everyone here. Thanks for going along with these last-minute plans. Anyways, I think that about does it for today. Let's try and write poems for tomorrow, okay? I know the festival's coming up, but it's been working out nicely the past few days, and I'd like it to continue. Tomorrow we finally know who's doing what for the festival, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Remember, we have till Monday. It'll be so much fun, I can't wait. We all stand up, packing away our things. However, Monica's voice stops us. Oh, and guys, she pauses. twirling strand of hair in her hand. This club truly does mean so much to me. I really appreciate what you're willing to do for it. You guys are the best. In typical fashion, Natsuki just rolls her eyes. Yuri smiles timidly while Sayori wears a hearty smile. Let's just get it over with. I hope you don't regret this. It's okay, Monica. Nothing to thank us for. We really appreciate what you made for us. I can't help but catch Yuri muttering under her breath after she says this. I can do this. I can do this. Yeah, I love it here. We all get to spread this cozy little place to other people. Yeah, it's all good, Monica. Alright. I stand up and grab my bag. Well, I'm certainly not as enthusiastic as Monica or Sayori about the festival. If I can pull that little daydream stunt again, I think it'll be alright. For the sake of the club. Not to mention impressing the girls. Once I'm fully packed, I walk over to Sayori. Ready to go? Yep. Jeez, don't you ever get tired of always walking home with Lonnie, Sayori? Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Oh, don't mind her. You guys are more adorable than anything. Hehe. Alright. No need to make a big deal about it. Must be a little nice, though. Yeah, I guess. Oh, jeez. Just go already, Sayori. Okay. Two of us begin to walk home. A lot has changed in the past few days. Lost in thought, I don't even notice how quiet Sayori is being until we're almost back home. There's a lot going on in the club now, eh? I bet you're thinking about all your new vice president duties that you'll have to deal with when the club grows bigger. Yeah. Anything specific on your mind? Not really. Sorry, did you want to talk? I mean, we don't have to if you're thinking about stuff. No, it's nice talking to you. I was thinking about something earlier. It's nice that we, never mind, it's nothing. You're sounding a little like Yuri right now. Huh? Oh, yeah. Well, I guess I just have a question for you, Lonnie. What's up? Sayori clears her throat before speaking. Oh god, I know what's coming. So, let's just say that for one day, Natsuki asked to walk home with you. Huh? What would you do? What kind of question is that? Kind of putting me on the spot here. Oh, fuck me. See, this is like the bad part, right? Because I'm doing Natsuki's route. So I gotta choose the one with Natsuki in it. But I feel bad. Because I love Sayori, she's so nice. So, time to hurt this girl's feelings. Walking home with Natsuki, huh? Why does the thought of that make my heart pound? I mean, I think I would be afraid of what she'd do to me if I turned her down. Isn't she so cute and fun to be around? I guess so, yeah. You admitted it. That still has nothing to do with what I said. Besides, what's the point of speculating about something that's never going to happen? I don't know. I guess I just like to think about how different things could be. Why, though? Even if I did walk home with her, it's not like you'd be replaced or something. We'd still be friends, right? Oh my god, stupid. Sorry, I just had like a really fucking powerful sneeze, like it's like winding up and it didn't come out. We'd still be friends, right? Sayori looks distant. I guess. The conversation trails off. And I'm left feeling awkward. Why would she ask a question like that? I don't know. Does walking home with me really mean that much to her? If it does, then I guess I shouldn't take it away from her. Sayori and I part words without saying another word. Part ways. Why did I say part words? Oh my god. Part ways without saying another word. I reach my house and open the door. I'm home. No response. I'm alone as usual. Mumble that part to myself. Talking to myself as if I'm the protagonist of a manga or game. I must be going stir crazy. Ooh, nice little fourth wall break there. Mom is still out on a business trip. She's never home anymore. I miss her. But I don't blame her for anything. It's hard enough providing for yourself, let alone a kid. So I'm alone. I decide to make an instant meal for dinner. Digging through my cabinets, I find some oat soup, cups. Miso soup sounds good. I unwrap the packaging, pour in some water, and place the meal in the microwave. While it cooks, my mind wanders back to the performance earlier. That daydream is so vivid, so realistic. Can I really pull off that performance again, but this time in front of a crowd? It wasn't even that great in the first place. Just doing it in front of the girls was nerve-wracking. Guess I'm not really used to being around people again. Maybe that's it. Thinking about it, I guess I've kind of been subconsciously isolating myself from people ever since the divorce. But before it even, in some cases. I wonder when I started shunning myself. Maybe that's part of why Sayori and I drifted apart over the past few years. I wasn't intentional or anything, it just happened. At least, I don't think it was intentional. But I'm glad I got to reconnect with her in the literature club. It's given me something to do, something to look forward to that isn't anime or video games. Talking with the girls has made me feel more appreciated. It's a nice feeling. Something that's been missing from me ever since the divorce. Maybe that's why Sayori likes walking home with me, makes her feel appreciated. Sayori. The more I think about it, the more concerned for her I get. She said some pretty weird stuff. But I guess people just have their off days. Maybe she's just changed a little bit over the years. Pretty normal, right? I like to think I'd be able to tell if something was up with her. Although, given our recent distance, I'm not so sure. Sure, we've started talking again, but there's a lot of lost time. Maybe that'll change and we'll go back to how we used to. Beep. I hope. Alright, guys. So that's going to end this episode here for today. I'm going to slow down on posting these. Basically, if you guys want more of this kind of content, I would like you guys to, I don't know, comment on the videos, maybe ask for me to keep it going, maybe give me likes or something. Whatever. As long as you guys just show me that you're liking the videos, basically. Because I know people like my brother, he really only wants to watch video games like Rainbow Six or something like that. I'm not sure if you guys are the same, but just when you get the chance, if you wouldn't mind, hit that like button, comment below, whatever you gotta do to tell me that you like this. Thank you very much. This is Lonnie, signing out.